Hello Stampers, this is Kelly Acheson at astampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today I have a super cute little card to show you. It looks like a barn door on the front, and I am using the Crazy Chickens from the Hey Chick stamp set. This is one of the free stamp sets you can get when you place a $50 order before tax and shipping. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff to choose from. You can check out that brochure on my blog, astampabove.com. But this Hey Chick set is, I think, hysterical. I absolutely love it. And I've combined that with the All Things Thanks stamp set. I just must be a font girl because that's what drew me to this. The sayings are really nice. Like, thank you for making my birthday happy. You know, every year you need thank you cards for your birthday. I absolutely love the fonts on here, and that's why I chose this stamp set to make my thank you card. The inside is just as cute, practically, as the outside. Thanks for that thing you did. You are amazing. So let's get started, and I'll show you how I made this barn door crazy chicken card. Okay, first things first, I have got a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11. This is our Whisper White thick cardstock. That is fabulous for your card bases. A layer of Real Red that's 4 by 5 1/4. Another piece of regular Whisper White that is 1 1/2 by 3, and about a 3-inch piece of our 5/8 inch burlap ribbon. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to put the background on our card front. This background stamp is called Hardwood. It's one of my favorites. You know, there's a lot of things you don't think of. You can use pink for this and make baby cards, or light blue and make baby cards. There are so many beautiful things you can do with that. Today I'm using Early Espresso ink. So I am going to ink the stamp up. And I'm going to bring my Real Red cardstock right to my background stamp. You know, this is the right way. Oops, I don't like that's a little crooked. This is the right way to use these background stamps. You don't want to pick the background stamp up and stamp them. That'll never turn out in your favor, I promise you. So with a nice flat hand, I've got my scrap paper on here to keep the ink off my hands. And there is our card front. Isn't that just rich and very cool looking? I love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to ink this up again because in the process of making this look like a barn door on the front, I need a couple wood planks, right? So you can just choose to put those any place you like on here. It's nothing I didn't choose a special place. And these are going to be our wood panels. And notice that they are running vertically because you want them to contrast what you've got on the front of your card here already. Now, because I'm working with a big background stamp, I've just got a baby wipe here so I can wipe my fingers off because we're going to be working with white cardstock in a minute. And isn't that the way it goes? Every time you get some ink on your hands and you make a big mess all over everything. So I am being proactive on the mistakes that I would normally be making. Here is my greeting stamp, and I am just going to stamp this on my 1 1/2 by 3-inch layer. About right there. That looks pretty good, right? Get that out of my way. And then I'm using the triple banner punch. And this is such a nice punch because it punches at 1, 1 1/2, and 2 inches wide and makes your banners perfect every single time. I thought that punch was just silly when I first saw it. It's like, oh my gosh, I can cut out my own banners, right? Yeah, well, it's pretty sweet, I have to say. I've gotten quite spoiled with it. Now I'm going to attach my burlap ribbon with the stapler. Get that in place there. I want it to be straight. Sometimes I hold my ribbon now and I kind of press it down and move it into place. That works out pretty good too. And we need dimensionals on the back of this layer because I did pop it up. Put a couple dimensionals on here. And I'm just going to get these ready to roll and set them aside for right now. Now it's time to build our barn. So we're going to be a barn builder here for a minute. And I'm just going to put my plank across my card here. I don't want a bunch of glue over here because I'm going to be punching this, and I don't want to get my punch all gunked up with glue. There's your word for the day. There is your redneck word for the day. How about that? Gunked up. Oh, I have so many little redneck words I could share with you.Maybe another time, but today we've got gunked up. That's what we're going with. Okay, doesn't that look like a barn door? I think it's so cool looking. I've got my 1 3/4 inch punch, and I'm just going to push that all the way in and kind of center it over that barn board. And good reason, see how we didn't put any glue there, that's fine, but you want to make sure there's glue under the edge of this piece over here so it doesn't fall off. And now we're going to start working with our card base. So I'm folding this in half. Okay, and I'm going to burnish the edge of my card. I'm not going to make a joke about burnish today. And now I'm just doing a dry fit here. So I've got this centered, and now I've got a pencil, and I'm just going to take my pencil and draw it right there, because this is going to help me to know how to place my chicken, my crazy chicken. This is the crazy chicken, right? It just makes me giggle every time I look at it. It's hysterical. And I've got my black archival ink because we're going to color. We need something that is going to be waterproof, that it doesn't bleed when we start coloring. So my chicken is going to come kind of tilted in here a little bit. And I think that's perfect. See where my line is? That's where I know where my chicken goes. And let's see how I did here. Yep, looks great. Now, if you want to, you can go back and erase this line, but oops, oh, maybe not. You should wait for your ink to dry. I'm pretty sure that my card front here is going to cover this up. So, oh, look at the mess I made. My chicken is all smeary. Don't erase the pencil lines on your chicken. Oh, if you guys only knew, huh? Well, you do, because I keep showing you all this goofy stuff that I do. Okay, I'm just going to keep going here. And I am going to use an aqua painter and a pumpkin pie marker and a real red marker. And Sahara Sand is the color that I chose for my chicken body. And it's just a really pale color, but it gives your chicken some color. So I don't want my chicken to be all pale and weird looking. Oh, I don't have any water in the end of this. It is completely dry. So I'm just going to take and squeeze it a few times until there you can see the water coming out. You don't want it to be drenched. I kind of always like to paint it on my fingers so I can feel how much liquid is coming out. And then I do a little of this before I actually start using my aqua painter. It's just a habit that I've toned it down a little bit. Otherwise you get these just really blobby looking colors. And there's my second redneck word. I knew I couldn't get away with only one. Okay, now I'm going to bring in this pumpkin pie and color my crazy chicken's little beak. And then I'm going to color the tail and the comb on his head. Did you know that's what a chicken's headpiece thing is called? Is a comb. A little story. I grew up in the country, and we raised horses. I used to raise and train and show horses when I was a young girl. I was really good at it too. Lots of people don't know that about me, but we also had chickens. And I have to tell you, I love this chicken set. I don't have any bad feelings about the chickens, but I really do not like chickens. And I'm sorry to my chicken-loving friends because I was allergic to them. And we had some chickens that were mean. Most of them weren't mean. They just didn't care about you. But we had other chickens that were mean, and I would have to go in and feed the chickens in the chicken coop, and it was stuffy and closed in there and stinky and full of chicken dust. Chicken dust! And I hated it. And therefore, I do not like chickens to this day. Like when somebody says, oh, we have chickens, I'm like, yeah, whatever. That doesn't impress me. I do, however, like fresh chicken eggs. So I guess I don't despise chickens all that much. There we go. So that's my little story for the day. You get a story today with your chicken card. Brings back some fond memories. I am going to adhere. I'm having a hard time with this glue. I keep an upholstery pin and I kind of push it right into the plastic covering on the side of my glue bottle so that I can poke it like that when it's kind of clogged up. And now it's going to come out and get everywhere. No, it won't. Love this glue. It's my favorite medium. Okay. So if you place an order with me, I will probably send you a card like this, maybe even this one. You'll be able to tell because it's smeared a little bit right there. Be like, oh, this is the one that Kelly made in the video. So now I'm just going to put this on here. Remember, I have dimensionals on the back, and then we need to do a little something with our inside because you know that I love the inside of my cards to be decorated. So again, with the All Things Thanks stamp set, I am going to come in here and make sure my stamp is right side up. How about that? And put that right there. You are amazing. And then I want that one of the other chickens to be on the inside of my card. So let's do this one right here. Ah, isn't that one funny? Funny chicken. These are all egg-laying chickens, which makes them girls too, in case anybody had any questions about that. I forgot, I need the Sahara sand yet, so I'm going to paint some ground under this chicken. You don't want your chicken just out there in a, never never land. And did you see how easy that was? And it looks like, oh, I'm an artist, but I'm really not. So there we go. We have a little bit more coloring to do. I don't know if I have more stories for you. Let me think. Oh, I have a funny little story. My daughter never watches any of these videos, so I can tell you this. She's a poor college student, and her power cord for her laptop quit working yesterday, I believe. And so she tells me that it's sparking and popping when she plugs it into the wall, and the plastic on that by the outlet on the power cord is melting. And yeah, you probably shouldn't use that anymore. Oh, and this is Sahara sand. I'm just coloring this body of this chicken in with some Sahara sand. And so I ordered her a new power cord, and she had made a comment to me. I said, well, why don't you call Best Buy and see if maybe you can borrow one or rent one until this one comes? She's like, nope, no money. That's what she texted back to me. Nope, no money. And I thought, oh, she's probably pretty broke right now because Christmas break, she works for before and after school care, and there's no school over Christmas break, so there's no paycheck for her, right? So being the, caring mom, I didn't want my child to starve to death, I decided to take a few checks. I had some customer checks in my money envelope, and I decided that I would deposit those checks into her checking account because I have access to it. So I went to the bank. Here's the funny part. Okay, that was a long story. So I went to the bank and deposited the money into her account, and it was 3 checks, and they totaled $41. And it was so funny because you know how they give you the receipt that shows what you deposited and what the balance is in the account? I deposited $41 in her account, and her balance with that $41 was now $42.08. Do you remember being that broke? I do. I lived like that. We didn't have a lot of money and when I was growing up. And so, yeah, I had balances like that. So her balance was $1.08 before I put that money in there. And then, of course, she texted me and said, oh, my gosh, Mom, thank you so much. That was just so nice. And she went and bought some medicine because she's sick right now. And she went and bought some medicine, and she bought some stuff to make taco hot dish, which is her favorite. So good for her. And it made me feel good. So here's the chicken card. Isn't it just stinking cute? I love this. Oh, look, I forgot the beak. We got to give the beak a little orange there. Don't forget that. I love this chicken card. I love both of these stamp sets. And don't forget to stamp your envelope to match. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. Pop me an email and I can send you our current catalogs. They're amazing. We just had one that started January 4th, so everything's brand new in there. You're going to be seeing a lot more creations coming out of my website for sure. All of the dimensions and details for this card will be on my blog. That's at astampabove.com. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you look in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, you're going to see a little subscribe button. You can just click on that. It's that easy. And add a little sparkle to somebody's day and send them a card.